What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I recently, I recently finished playing Jedi Fallen Order for the first time, and I know that there's a sequel in development, so I'm going to talk about what I want to see in that, because I've got one little gripe and a couple of really cool things that they could use to tie it in to sort of the rest of the Star Wars world. Now, my one little gripe is I would have liked more RPG elements, such as being able to choose how I talk to people, because especially in New Game Plus, having unskippable cutscenes when you already know the story is just frustrating, especially when it's like, I know where I need to go, I know what I need to do. Can these people just shut up so I can play the game? Making it so that you have to choose, your particular actions in those scenes, could have made it a lot more interesting, especially if you gave it from the beginning, other than the necessary you force freeze Prof to save his life. Other than that, while they're talking next to the Jedi Starfighter, which is clearly supposed to be Anakin or Obi-Wan's, actually I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Anakin's from memory. I think it's the yellow one. But even despite that, could you imagine if you'd been able to choose what you say there and been yeah, no, Jedi, that's really cool, they're really, yeah, maybe that could have had the outcome be that Prof does out you to the Inquisitors, and setting up sort of an intermediate scene where you get to fight the Purge troopers that are there, instead of it just going into the train sequence. Could there have been another little bit in the middle of that because of a choice that you made? Just saying, maybe consider putting some RPG elements in, but otherwise, great game. Other things that I would like to see, we know that Grogu was at the temple at one point. We know that he was taken out. I don't know if Disney already has plans on how they're going to explain that, because it was Disney that introduced Grogu, but I'm just saying, I really would think it'd be kind of cool if there is a stealth mission onto Coruscant, which is the central world for the Empire, in order to sneak into the ruins of the Jedi Temple, find a secret compartment that Grogu is being kept in, maybe in stasis, and sneak him out to take him to wherever, to whoever, in order to look after him, because his name would have been one of the Force sensitives on that list that Cal looked at. And that's the thing too, he had looked at the list, he didn't tell us who was on it. So yeah, just right there, you've already got one character that you can tie in, one little thing there, plus a stealth incursion onto Coruscant would be, especially going to the Jedi Temple, on Coruscant. You could kind of make that a similar thing to like the tombs in the first game. I think that'd be really cool. Having another part maybe where you sort of have to, like, instead of helping Saw Gerrera's team on Kashyyyk, maybe you end up helping out the Bad Batch on some other planet. You could even have the second game finish with them deciding to go looking for one last person on the list, and have them go, basically say, yeah, no, we've got to go to Tatooine to get them, and then sort of show as they're landing in your like closing sequence, have them land sort of thing as the Millennium Falcon's taking off, and then have it sort of close like, wow, the Force is really strong on that ship, but I think they're safe, sort of a thing. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit too late to recruit Luke to their new Jedi Order, but it ends up being the same anyway, and we know how it ends up playing it in the Skywalker saga. But I think that would have been really cool as well. Although for that to happen, it needs to be like 16 years after the Purge, which theoretically it could have been, depending on how old Cal is. Because if he was, 11 or 12, as he's shown in his backstory, 16 to that's only 28. So he's still young enough to be like, oh, I've still got stuff to learn. Because I'm 27 this year and I've still got fucking shit to learn. That's for sure. So I feel like that'd be a believable thing, like he's like 10 years older than Luke, sort of thing. Yeah, I think it could have been a cool thing to add in, or could be a cool thing to add in. Yeah, I think really at the moment, the best sort of payoffs are going to be, and wherever they go, I want to have a mission with Ahsoka. I would also love to have a mission with Ahsoka. Or maybe we come across like the rebels of like Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger, Kanan Jarrus, Hera. Like maybe we come across them. Because I feel like those are going to be the big payoffs for this at the moment. With the time period that it's set in, I think the biggest payoffs are going to be those sorts of tie-ins as well, which could be really interesting. So, yeah. But otherwise, it's like a 9 out of 10. Literally the only thing that could have made it better, in my personal opinion, is giving it some RPG elements, so that even the cutscenes, like, I have to pay attention so that I know enough to be able to give the answer that's closest to what I would have said. To actually have this story unfold the way it would if I was actually in Cal Kestis' position. Yeah. Definitely, if you haven't played it, it came out in 2019, so it is still relatively new, especially if you've not even been able to go outside to go to the shops, and just for whatever reason don't want to, you know, buy from eBay or Amazon or whatever. Maybe you're trying to not contribute to the billionaire's wealth, which is fair enough. But if you haven't got it and you haven't played it already, I do highly recommend it. It is amazing. First time you're able to interact with the holotable and choose which planet you want to fly to. You end up getting two options. You can fly from Bogano to the planet of Zepho, or you can fly from Bogano to the planet of Dathomir. If you go to Dathomir first, and explore as much as you can on that planet with basically no force powers, you will still be able to find the upgrade to your lightsaber that gives you a Darth Maul double-ended lightsaber, which does mean that your attack speed increases ever so slightly, because instead of having to like swing it like a regular sword, you can sort of attack with both ends, so your attack speed increases a little bit as well as your damage. And then further on in the game, you'll actually get an upgrade that allows you to hold your attack button to switch between. So you can like be doing a combo and then just press and hold, and you'll do another attack to switch between one blade and two blades. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave it there because I really can't think of anything else to say. It's been a great joy to play. And next month I'm going to be playing on my Switch. I'm going to be playing a bit more of Breath of the Wild, because that game is a fucking undertaking. And I'm also going to, in all likelihood, play Mortal Kombat X, because I still haven't played it yet. And the movie really put me in the mood, but we had Star Wars Day, so Fallen Order won out in that little internal debate. So yeah, if you haven't played it, go remedy that. Especially if you're a Star Wars fan, it's really cool. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. Give this video a big old thumbs up if you either enjoyed it, or if you think there should have been some sort of a romantic plot with Night Sister Mirren, because I do. Low-key simping for that chick. She is fine as hell, and her character is really interesting. Just gonna quietly simp after you leave this video. Comment down below what things you would like to see in the sequel, because I'm sure you guys have got some answers that I'm gonna be like, screw what I said, that. And yeah, until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.